Hi, boys and girls. I am here to talk about an open number line with solving problems. So we're going to do a lot of story problems and we need different strategies. This strategy is called the open number line. You've used the number line before. So there's always three things that you need to make sure you have when you're solving a problem. I need to see an equation, I need to see your thinking, and I need a complete sentence with your answer. So I'm going to start with this first one, which says, Emma and her dad are driving to their grandparents' house. It is 73 miles away. They have already gone 38 miles. How many more miles do they have to drive? So my first thing I need to do is write an equation. So we know that they've gone 38 miles. We don't know how much farther they have, how many more miles. And their destination is in 73 miles. So that is your equation, so you got 1 point. Next, you want to draw a number line. And since it's addition, we're going to go that direction. So you're going to start with 38. And you're trying to make jumps that make sense. You don't want to do ones all the way through because that would take you a long time. You always want to get to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, those kinds of things that end in a zero to make it easier. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump 2 because that's going to get me to 40. This is called showing your thinking. This part is super important. And actually everything's important, but make sure you show your thinking. So I'm getting to 40 because that's an easy mark to get to. So I need to jump to 73. So if I'm at 40, I might add another 10 and I would get 50. And another 10 would give me 60. And I'm going to do one more 10 to get me to 70. So now I need to get 3 more because that's how many more to get to our destination. So 71, 72, and whoa, barely made it, and 73. So your answer is not 73. Your answer is all of these jumps added together. It would be, if I take my 10s first, I have 10, 20, 30, 32, 33, 34, 35. So my answer would be 35. Now I'm not done yet. I have to have 3 points is what I'm looking for. Here's 1 point, 2 point, 3 points is complete sentence with your answer. It says, how many more miles do they have to drive? They have to drive 35 more miles. Done. If you want to put a box around that as well to help you with that. So I've got my 3 points, 1, 2, and 3. Let's move on to number 2. And you'll have very similar problems like this to do after you're done watching my video. Next one says, John wants to buy a guitar that costs $74. So far, he has saved $23. How much more money does he need to save? Here is how much more. I'm going to put a box around that. So I know the things circled are the evidence that we know. The things in the box is what we need to find out. So my first job is my equation. So I know that he has $23. We don't know how many he needs to get to 74. All right, so that's my first point. Now I'm going to draw my number line. So I'm going to start with 23. Again, my arrow is going that direction because we are adding. So we're trying to get to 74. So I could put 74 here, but I don't know how many jumps I'm going to have to make, so I may have to change that. So again, you want to try to get to a number that ends in 0. So the closest number for me here is probably going to be 30. So if I need to get to 30, so I might even use my number line, or excuse me, my hundreds chart. So if I'm at 23 and I need to get to 30, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to add 7 right there, and that's going to give me 30. So you can use your hundreds chart, but that's not showing your thinking. That's why we're going to use a number line here. So now it makes it a little easier than to jump my next. I'm going to do a 10, which is going to give me 40. Another 10, which is going to give me 50. Another 10 is going to give me 60. Another 10 is going to give me 70. And then I just need to add 4 more. I'm just going to go ahead and add plus 4, and it is 74. So again, that's not your answer. Your answer are your jumps that you took. So I'm going to take my 10s again. 10, 20, 30, 40, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. So he has 51 more dollars to save. So again, there's 2 points. Looking for number 3. Now in a sentence. John needs 51 more dollars. Here's a good check too. Make sure you have capitals at the beginning of your sentence, or if there's somebody's name, and make sure you have a period. All right, the third one, here we go. Pedro built 39 snowmen. His friend built some more. There's our box. Now Pedro has 65 snowmen. How many snowmen did his friend build? So let's go ahead and start with what we know. We know that Pedro has 39. We don't know how many his friend built, but he had a total of 65. There's my first point. Here comes my second point. Draw your arrow. Oh, this is going to be an easy jump for me because I just need to get to 40, which is just going to be 1. Then I can go ahead and start doing my jumps of 10. 50, 60. I got my 60. Now I have to do 5, and I'm just going to go at plus 5 instead of my 1s. I realize I probably could save some time with not doing 1s all the way through. So there is 65. Again, here is your answer. I always like to circle it so I know that's the answer I'm looking for. A lot of times we just think 65 is the answer, but that's not. That's how many he has total. 10, 20, 25, 26. Pedro's friend built 26 snowmen. All righty, so there's your plus 3 points. If you want to go back and double check, you should always have 3 points when you're solving a story problem. So after you watch this video, I want you to go back to Seesaw and go ahead and upload how to solve your 3 problems that you have using a number line.